And we are back. 24.2 has been announced. We've got another game plan for you. We've got a really good warm up to make sure that you're ready for the workout. We've got movement efficiency tips to make sure that as you're on that 20-minute merry-go-round, you're doing things how you should be. And then we've got workout strategy so that you can plan on what your splits are supposed to look like. Let's get after it.
Week 3, you get to watch Hunter work out alone because I'm withdrawing from the Open Challenge. I've officially lost. I'm out. Mustache is gone, but we are back with your 24.2 preparation to crush the second workout of the 2024 Open. We're gonna start with a sweat check. We're gonna go 5, 5, and 5. First 5 minutes on a rower, second 5 minutes on the bike, just to break it up a bit. Third 5 minutes, probably pretty close to your workout pace, maybe a little bit slower, but again, we're trying to increase the pace across those 15 minutes of machine work. Moving on to activation, we need to make sure our glutes, our hamstrings, and our hips feel ready to rock so we can cycle that deadlift bar with relative ease. So we're gonna go through 20 to 30 banded good mornings, throw the band around your shoulders, step into it, work that hinge so it feels nice and crispy so you can move that barbell quickly. Then we've got 20 to 30 glute bridges. Again, we're making sure we can extend the hips violently both on the barbell and on the rower so we can get the maximized distance from each stroke on that rower. Then we're gonna move on to the barbell. We wanna make sure that that 185, 125 for you RX folks, and for those of you going a little bit lighter, is feeling really good. Recommend going a little bit heavier than your workout weight to make sure that barbell feels nice and light, because you're gonna go back to it, I don't know, fucking 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 times, right? You're gonna do a lot of reps there, so you wanna make sure that feels really good before you get started. And then last but not least, we have our primer and or practice round. It's gonna be really important that you are intentional with your pace from movement to movement. A lot of people are gonna start way too fast, spend the first 5 minutes of the workout feeling pretty good, next 5 minutes feeling kinda sad, and the last 10 minutes feeling really sad. So spend a good amount of time thinking about the deliberate pace you need to row at, what pace your transitions need to look like, and how quickly you can move from station to station in your practice round. That is gonna get your heart rate up. Do not fret. If you do it at the right pace, you can move at the same pace the entire time and get the best score. But it's really important before you start, you practice that with intentionality.
I'm not doing the legs back, arms for the 6,000th time. Here are your 24.2 movement efficiency tips. We're gonna start with the rower here. Now, obviously, this is a very big part of the workout, but if you are going to pull on that handle about 300 times, let's have something to think about, both for your mental health and so that you have an efficient stroke the entire time. In a long workout, again, where a lot of the volume of the workout is taken up on the rower, I like to talk to people about the length of their stroke, something to really focus on and to get the most out of each pull. So I'm gonna have Hunter start to row here a little bit for us, and I want you to pay attention to his position at the catch. You can go ahead and just start rowing. I want you to pay attention to his position at the catch and then where he's finishing, okay? We wanna be in that nice supported C position. We got a little bit of a round to that upper back. He is getting nice and close here to get length out of the pull. And then you'll notice what happens with his torso. After he gets a nice leg drive, he gets a lean back there and he finishes his pull. Again, we're gonna pull on that rower about 300 times during this workout. We wanna make sure that we have length. Let's go ahead and move over to the deadlifts. We've only got 10 reps. For a lot of you, this is gonna be the type of get off the rower, get your hands on the barbell, and really get to work type of movement. But it does matter if you're thinking about whether you're gonna do a redo or if you've got back issues, that sort of thing, that you're really thinking about actually using your legs. So even though Hunter's gonna run over to the barbell, he's just gonna make sure that he's in a nice setup position as he gets to the barbell. And as he starts repping it out here, I just want you to notice what's happening with his lower half, right? He passes the knees, we get that nice knee bend as he's on the way up, the knees get out of the way, and then he uses his leverage to push his hips through. Beautiful. Use your legs in your deadlifts every single rep. It does need to be quick. We need to spend as little time as possible off of the rower in this workout, but keep it safe. Do what you're supposed to do over here so that you can keep moving. Hunter's jump rope is over here. Don't do that. Efficiency tip number 1, it's over here now. We're not gonna go too in-depth on the double unders here. I am a very big fan of keeping it simple with the double under. I think most of the time when I see an athlete start to trip up, it's because either their hands are not staying low or something is changing about the way that they're rotating their wrists. Those are the two things that I notice most of the time. That means that you wanna have someone near you in the workout where if you start tripping, they're gonna notice that it's coming up. Simple cue, keep your hands down, rotate your wrists. Things like that can go a long way in a workout like this. You don't want anyone confusing you as your heart rate goes up and up and up. What's potentially even more important is how you are actually picking up and laying down your rope. It seems a little bit crazy, but again, if you look at the sort of the strategy that we're gonna show you for this workout, you're gonna see what happens when we add seconds here or there to those round times and how they start to add up. So just make sure as you're doing your double unders here, Hunter's got it sort of laid out nice right now. He can go in, he can pick it up. He's gonna do a set of double unders and then show you how he's gonna lay that down. Hunter stops there, lays it back down into that same position, and he's right back on the rower. We're staying really long on the rower here. We are using our legs on the deadlifts. We are keeping our hands low, rotating our wrists on the double unders, and being really mindful of the simple things like how do you pick up and put down your jump rope.
What's up? 24.2 is here. We've got rowing, deadlift. Just did the workout. Rowing, deadlift, and double unders. We're here to talk about strategy. Your strategy here. One, there's a couple different things we got to think about. Depending on how comfortable you are with cycling that barbell and the jump rope is going to kind of obviously affect your pace. But in general, we want to spend as little time not moving and not on the rower as possible. We want to get through the deadlift, we want to get through the double unders, and once you get on the rower, there's a little bit of leeway there as far as your pace goes, but you have to stick with whatever you settle on. So we've got the flow chart here. Up here, we've got basically like your target rounds and therefore what split, what time per round you need to hold in order to get there, okay? You've seen myself and Sherb do this workout. You've seen two elite athletes do this workout. You should have a decent idea of where you might fall reps-wise and then, or rounds-wise, and then you can kind of see, okay, if I want to get 9 rounds in this workout, I need to average 2 minutes and 13 seconds per round to get that done. Once you've kind of zeroed in on how many rounds you expect to get, then we kind of do the math backwards from there. Rowing pace is the big one here. That's obviously where you're going to spend the most amount of the time in the workout, so you need to have that pace kind of dialed in. Personally, I rowed a little bit slower than what my 5K PR row pace was. I'll row that at around a 149 average. Most of my rows were somewhere between 152 and 156 once I kind of got the rower up to speed. Little chart here, you can go online and find this pace calculator, but if we want to finish, you know, if we're going to hold a 2-minute pace, that's going to take you 1 minute and 12 seconds to complete that row, not including time on and off the rower, okay? Once we've got how long that row is going to take, we can do the easier ones. If we do 50 unbroken double unders for the most part, it's going to be between 25 and 30 seconds. And our 10 unbroken deadlifts is 10 seconds on the fast end, closer to 15 seconds. The big one here, though, is transitions. You have to be maniacal about getting off the rower, hands right on the barbell, drop the barbell, hands right on the rope, drop the rope, hands right on that rower, start that handle going as you're getting seated. So the monitor kicks on, you're starting to accumulate meters even though they're slow. Slow meters are still meters. Finally, just a little kind of information for you as far as how I attack this workout. That was my total score, 9 rounds and just about got to the jump rope. I should have pushed a little bit harder at the end there, and I think I could have got there. Pace, as I mentioned, rode between a 152 and a 156. Deadlifts were unbroken, and jump rope only had a couple of small trips that maybe, you know, would have got me that closer to that 10-round mark. But my transitions, that's where I really put my eggs in the basket of just focusing on get off the rower, no more than a second or two to get my hands on the bar and start deadlifting. Big picture here, the halfway point, this is what I tell my athletes, kind of the halfway check-in, halfway wellness check. If you feel like shit before the 10-minute mark, you're in the danger zone, okay? We need to feel in control. Obviously, like we're working, we are doing an open workout here at the 10-minute mark, but if you're in a grave before that 10-minute mark, you're in some trouble, okay? We need to feel in control at that point, allowing yourself to, 1, hold that pace through the finish, and maybe have an extra kick for that last round or 2, because ultimately, if you can get yourself back to the jump rope in whatever round you're on, you can rack up reps and jump, you know, hundreds of places on the leaderboard just by hitting 10, 15, 20 double unders in that final round. There you have it, 24.2, know your round pace, pick your row pace, make sure you're maniacal about your transitions. Good luck.
So there you have it, 24.2 game plan. Use that information to go ahead and crush the workout. We'd love to know how you did in the workout. Let us know in the comments. We'll see you next week.